Hi, it's me JD and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to go over what I think, in my opinion, is one of the best options for bullet journals out there. But first, let's go over the option that didn't work for me and why. This is my first bullet journal I got, originally for the year of 2018. It's from Scribbles That Matter. I got it for Christmas of 2017 and I was so excited to fill it out and, really get organized for the year 2018. I loved how it was laid out, I loved the size of it, and then I started filling this bad boy out. But as you can see, as soon as I started making my first weekly layout, it ghosted terribly. And I just used regular Tombow markers. I tried doubling up on pages, but I thought, well, that's a waste of pages. That, wipes out half of my pages in my journal. Using Crayola markers helped a little bit, but there was still some ghosting with some other fine liners I had. And so I was kind of disappointed. I was really disappointed, actually. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I'm a card maker and a stamper. And so when bullet journaling came along, I thought this would be the perfect opportunity for me to use my supplies for card making and stamping in my bullet journal. The bleed through and ghosting were a total bummer, and as you can see, I never made it past January. So now this journal has to go to the pile of sketchbooks. My search for the perfect bullet journal continued until I stumbled upon the journal I'm using now. Let me preface this by saying I can't draw, and I can't doodle, and I can't sketch. Well, actually, I can do all of those three, but not very well. I'm sure you guys are like, then why would you want a bullet journal? Well, that's easy because, like I said, I'm a stamper and card maker, so I like to basically hack my way around bullet journaling by using my stamps to help decorate and organize. I needed a bullet journal that could handle more ink pads and more artistic markers. So in came the Canvo. The Canvo journal is from Catherine Pooler Designs, and it just launched this year, and I was so excited for it because it seems to have all of my must-haves in a bullet journal. It claimed to have bright white pages, minimal ghosting, and its spiral spine not only helps it to lay flat, but if you needed to fold it over and only work on one side, say if you have like a small desk or you're working on your lap, you could totally do that with this design. So let's compare it, shall we? The Scribbles That Matter journal has this little bookmark, which is handy. It's also thinner than the Canvo. It also has a pen holder, which also comes in handy. However, when I came to make my layout, it's so beautiful, but the ghosting, I cannot handle the ghosting. Like, why you create all this beautiful work only to have it bleed through to your other layouts? As I mentioned before, the spiral spine really helps to make up for the little bit larger size because you can fold it over to work. However, with the Scribbles That Matter journal, you can't really do that. You really need a flat surface to work on. As for paper, the paper in the Canvo is much brighter and whiter, if that matters to you, and it's also thicker and seems like a little more sturdy. It's almost like a cardstock. I decided to test out this paper and minimal ghosting claim by making some swatches of both my markers and pens, as well as my most popular ink pads that I reach for. I mean, one of the biggest differences is definitely the size, but the Canvo isn't really that much bigger. It's probably the same size as like a Happy Planner or Erin Condren planner. And it has quality paper for minimal ghosting, which means a generally thicker journal. And if you're on the go, you can definitely just fold it over like I did here and use it almost as a clipboard because of its thickness. Now I'm going to ink with one of the blackest inks I have, which is a Catherine Pooler Midnight ink that came in the bundle I got. Catherine Pooler also has a line of ink pads to use with the journal. By the way, this video is not sponsored. I bought all of this myself. And now comes the true test. And you can see that there's hardly any ghosting on the pen side. The ink pads definitely had a little bit of ghosting, which I don't mind. It's only a few of them that really bled through that badly. I'll freeze the frame here so you can get a better look. So I put all of my pens and markers on the right side, which you can see there's no ghosting. The ink pads on the left, a few of the different ink brands have some ghosting, but not as badly as the Scribbles That Matter journal. I was definitely excited when I saw the swatch test, so I decided to move forward with the Canva bullet journal over the scribbles that matter. Since I'm technically a bullet journal beginner, I like to lay things out in pencil before I commit. I'm sure as things move along, I'll just put pen straight to paper. With the micron pens, very little ghosting. And then I decided to make my quote page for the entire year. And this quote has been floating around for a while. I don't know who the originator is from, but I thought it would be perfect for my personal life, my work life, and my blog and YouTube life. It just serves the perfect motivation for me to complete my goals, to set goals, to finish the goals, and to just stop procrastinating as I normally do. I knew I wanted a year at a glance page so I can quickly look at the dates of something in the future, or if I'm creating a monthly or weekly layout, I can refer back to this page and it'll give me the correct dates. I did this part in stages because my hand started to cramp. I ordered a stamp for this, so next year it'll be much quicker and easier. As I said, I'm really excited to find a perfect bullet journal that can handle some stamping because I can't draw, I can't doodle, and when I write it sometimes looks like a serial killer. So I'm glad I can have something that I can use my stamp collection on. And see, it'll serve two purposes, to make cards and for bullet journaling, so I feel better for purchasing all the stamps. And the spiral binding makes it way easier to draw straight lines across the page, so I can just flip it over on its side, fold it over, and draw my lines really easily. In addition to the year at a glance page, I like to have all my months laid out just so I can write down important dates and birth dates for each of the months below each of these little calendars I'm doing. And that way I can send my cards out on time. And now I'm just adding some highlighters just to help zhuzh it up a little, make it more interesting. And these are mild liners, so these shouldn't really have any bleed through either. I'm so excited for this journal. I think it is perfect for people who like to stamp, people who like to color, and I'm excited to get to bullet journaling on my channel with you guys. Get ready for some more plan with me videos, such as the one for January, which I will sneak peek here. If you're interested in any of the supplies I use, they're linked down below. Thanks!